Here's the thing about people that I don't like. What does money and behavior have something in common? They don't. When it comes to behavior, it all revolves around the inner soul of the person, the mentality and the soul of the person. It has nothing to do with your bank account. Because nowadays, man, it's like we inflate our egos and our importance with our money. But it shouldn't be like that at all. What's your importance is your character. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account. It doesn't matter your social status and all that stuff. If you're a real genuine person, that's all that matters for the most part. I mean, don't get me wrong, money plays a part, but not when it comes to character. When it comes to your character, when it comes to your integrity, that really matters if you know that person is real. And I know a lot of you motherfuckers that's listening right now, if you are listening, I know a lot of you motherfuckers probably saying that, oh man, you just saying it because you're broke. It has nothing to do with being broke. It's all about the integrity of the person. It's all about keeping it real, man. It's all about staying true within reality. Listen, this whole money, this whole banking system, this whole system that we live in, man, it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. What matters is your character. What matters is your soul. It's all about the soul of the individual. That has nothing to do about me, being so-called broke and all that stuff. See, that's what's wrong with us, man. Number one, we're narcissistic, and number two, we're very shallow. I realize society is very shallow and very narcissistic. We love to, how can I put this? We love to bring money and character within the same conversation, but it's not. Those are two different conversations, man. Two different conversations, two different topics. And to tell you the truth, man, I'll be real with you. I would rather deal with a person that has great character, even if he's broke or even if she's broke. I would rather deal with a person that has integrity, that has great character, than a scumbag that has money. Because I'm going to tell you something. A person that has great character, that has integrity, eventually that person will make money. That person will have the ability to make money. I realize that. When a person has character, when a person has integrity, that person will, in the end, develop some type of income from his or herself. You know what I'm saying? That person might not be rich, but that person will be financially stable in his or her own way. I would rather deal with a person that has great character and be so-called broke than to deal with an asshole or scumbag that has a lot of money. Because the asshole and the scumbag only cares about him or herself and their money. And what's that old saying? A fool and their money will soon part ways? Well, there you go. We live in such a shallow and narcissistic society to the point that we cannot differentiate what is character and what is money. We think that money is above everything. We think that money is the substitute of having great character. No, it is not. I realize that a lot of people that have money, I realize that when a lot of people have money, they will use that as a shield to cover up their insecurities. So in that way, they don't have to work on themselves. I'll say it again. They will use money as a shield or as an excuse to not work on themselves. That's all. I realize that about you people, man. I realize about that when it comes to people that has money. We think that, see, in this system, they made it out as though as that as long as you have money, as long as you have powerful connections, you can get away with a bunch of things, and it shouldn't be like that at all. You should not get away with the bullshit that you have caused. What's that old saying? You do the crime, you do the time. It doesn't matter if you're connected to with money or you're connected with a very powerful family, because the law is the law. And everybody is subjected to the law. It doesn't matter if you're high class or low class or even middle class, because the law is the law. That's why the fucking justice system is so fucking broken, because we value money overall. And it shouldn't be like that. Things need to change. A lot of things need to change, man. But overall, when it comes to us as human beings, we value money over everything, and it shouldn't be like that at all. And also too, you know what grinds my gears too? I forgot to mention. You know what grinds my gears? People would look down on you if you don't have this down the third. And I understand where they come from to some degree, but at the same time, like I said before, I would rather deal with the so-called broke person, but that person has great character. I would rather deal with the person that has great character and be so-called broke than to deal with a scumbag that has money. You hear me? Because I realize, like I said before, we live in such a a very shallow and narcissistic world to the point that, like, if a person don't have this down the third, we will label that person as a no good person. We will label that person as evil. But in actuality, that person's not evil. That person has great character. But I realize we as people, as humans, we would place value on the person's bank account. We would place value on that person's job over that person's character. I realize that. And it shouldn't be like that at all, because I realize, man, for the most part, people that have integrity, people that have strong characters, they're going to find a source of income regardless. Whether it's a big income or small income, but overall they're going to find something that's going to be sustainable for them. They're going to find some type of sustainable income that's going to be right for themselves and themselves only, whether you like it or not. But overall, man, when it comes to people, man, humans, when this system crumbles down, when it all falls down, like Kanye West said, when it all falls down, when this system falls down, maybe, just maybe, people will get a rude awakening of what's really going on. I'll say it again, when this whole system crumbles down, then, and only then, most peoples can actually see the real truth about reality. And that's all I got to say about that, man. That's all I got to say. So, yeah, man. So, I thank you so much and have a good day.